Hey guys, welcome to the world of chemistry, which is full of mysteries. In this session, we are going to learn about petroleum. Before we start our session, let me ask you a question. What is the world's leading source of energy since the 1950s? Any idea, any guesses? Yes, it is nothing but petroleum. But do you know that petroleum is also called crude oil and it is refined to obtain its various constituents? Now, let us learn about petroleum throughout this lesson. But before that, let us look into the objectives. What we'll be focusing on is petroleum, the first one, and then we'll be focusing on refining of petroleum, and then next we'll be looking into the constituents of petroleum. Now, let us discuss the introduction of petroleum. Petroleum is a naturally occurring dark oily liquid. The unrefined form of petroleum is called crude oil. Petroleum is also called rock oil. A very interesting fact, the word petroleum is derived from the two Latin words petra and oleum, where petra means rock and oleum means oil. Now, many substances like petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, etc. are produced from petroleum. We extract crude oil using oil wells. Mainly, crude oil consists of hydrocarbons such as compounds containing carbon and hydrogen, with some other elements such as sulfur, oxygen and nitrogen. Now, let's look into some elements and their percentage ranges. Carbon has 83% to 87%. Then, what is hydrogen? Hydrogen has 10% to 14%. Then, nitrogen goes up to 0.1% to 2%. Oxygen shows 0.1% to 1.5%. And sulfur shows 0.5% to 6%. And the metals have less than 1000 ppm. Now, let us look into the history of petroleum, shall we? Okay, the earliest known oil wells were drilled in China in AD 347 or earlier. They had depths of up to about 800 feet and were drilled using bits attached to the bamboo poles. The oil was then burned to evaporate brine and produce salt. But by the 10th century, extensive bamboo pipelines are connected to oil wells with salt springs. The ancient records of China and Japan are said to contain many allusions to the use of natural gas for lighting and heating. Then, petroleum was known as what, guys? Yes, petroleum was known as burning water in the Japan in the 7th century. Now, the world's first oil well to yield petroleum was dug in Pennsylvania, USA in 1859. In India, oil was struck in Assam in 1867.